Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit and I hope you're ready for some Mono Black. Because our commander today is Qoneus the Facestealer. For 4 and double black, we get a legendary Shapeshifter Spirit 6/6. When Qoneus enters, exile up to one target creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it, and then you can pay 1 life to choose a creature card exiled with Qoneus, and Qoneus is gonna have all the activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. Now if you have multiple cards in exile, you can switch back and forth between them, but you obviously usually want to keep the one that is gonna have the best abilities. So what we're gonna be trying to do with this deck is we're just gonna be a control deck, trying to kill off all of our opponent's cards, hopefully get some of them on their co, and then just have a couple of creatures with decent abilities ourselves, like Escape Leveler. Whenever it attacks, we can destroy up to one target non-land permanent, give our opponent a Power Stone token. We also have Ardyn the Usurper. At the beginning of combat, we get a 5/5 demon with haste and menace. We also have Opposition Agent, that one is just mostly for value. And we are gonna be trying a couple of cards from Avatar. In Mono Black, we have Raven Eagle. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, we make a clue. And then whenever we draw our second card each turn, we drain our opponent for 1. We also have Sheoldred the Apocalypse, and we have Obsessive Pursuit. When this enchantment enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, make a clue token. So a little variant on Phyrexian Arena, which we also run. But this one, whenever you attack, you put X +1/+1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn, and then if X is 3 or greater, it gains lifelink until the end of turn. So with this one, we want to bank some of our clues and then just cash them all in, or at least 3 of them, so that we can also get lifelink on our attacker. The rest is gonna be removal, destroy creatures, planeswalkers, and in some cases enchantments, if we happen to run against the Shrines deck. Discard, Inquisition, Duress, Mind Spike, Thoughtseize. Then some land ramp, some artifact ramp, Guardian Idol, Arcane Signet, Heart, Power Stone, File of Galadriel, Iron Crag, Jet Medallion. And then some rats to finish out, as well as some planeswalkers. So we have Toxic Deluge, Davril, Languish, Ritual of Soot. All these rats are gonna be, or at least we can make them so that they don't kill our commander, and they kill our opponent's creature, exiling them with Ko, and then just stealing one of their abilities. Liliana, Dead Horde General, Unholy Annex for more card draw, and Ugin Eye of Storms. Since we are in Mono Black, we also have Invoke Despair. And we are gonna be also trying Fire Nation Drill. It's essentially a Ravenous Chupacabra in vehicle form, but it's for power 4 or less. However, it does have an activated ability. Our opponent's permanents lose hexproof and indestructible for 1 mana. So that's the deck. Now let's head into the queue and see how many of our opponent's creatures' faces we can steal. Fire Lord Azula. Fist of Flame, bulk up. Do they get a rock here? So if we have another land, we can exile Azula. Otherwise, we will try to get some removal with Signing Blood. Because if we let Bulk Up resolve, Azula will get to 16 power. Okay. Seems like we don't have to worry about all of that just yet. No land, unfortunately. Next turn we can have up to 7 mana. Maybe they are waiting for haste on Azula. Okay. Should we draw here? I think so. Okay, yep. I don't know why, but they considered to invoke this pair. Good games. Have Aggro, and I guess we have Raven Eagle, so that should help us. Take Malcolm, now we can Raven Eagle whatever they discard. Probably Valgaboth.
Hope you're ready for some mind games. Bet you can't catch us.
Now we can keep up Rebirth as well as a removal spell.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
I think we need to kill it in response to the trigger.
Equilibrium must be.
Okay, and opponent concedes to game. Yep. Can't say what it was a fair fight, but we just won. Good games. So is this the token Kaya? Yeah, if you would make one or more tokens, make twice that many. Kind of bad. Well, Go is kind of in rough shape against that guy. Okay, they have Ocelot Pride. They have Kaya.
I'm not gonna let you slow me down.
They put a counter on. They put a counter on the Pride, I guess. Oh no, they can only put counters on tokens. It has Death Touch, they still make a
Fighting the
token.
undead is my specialty.
Now we get to Fire Nation Drill. The Pride. Then I think we Shieldred. Yeah, I guess since we lost the Mindstone, we have a slower hand.
Ooh, never been part of an angry mob yet.
Wandering Emperor.
I've learned much during my travels. May your blade strike true.
Okay. Yeah, we needed a rat here. Now they have a really full board, so because they doubled, then they doubled because of City's Blessing. So yep. Even if we had a Wrath at the start of the game, they would take that instead of the Mind Stone, so
Just how I showed you. You got this.
opponents had just beat us. Good games.
Remember your training.
Oh, I guess we are at 1, but yeah. If they have something here, we lose. Yeah. They had the rats themselves, so ironic. Good games. Like the deck. And yeah, agent is key, I think. And we'll see what they can do about this. Let's draw a couple of cards, grow our agent. I guess maybe I could have played the both, but they're gonna give us their land either way, so. And a bunch of Turors and like. Ramon up excavator, but didn't do enough, I think. Blood on the snow, that's a good one. I mean, let's play the Wintermon just because we can. We cannot play anything else, so might as well. And they concede to Arden. Good games. Yeah, they had a bunch of cards that they couldn't use. Even if they wanted to Balaguet, we now had Arden, so even that was useless. Good games. Against Librarian. So this one we are not too heavy on tutors, I don't think. Actually, I think we have none of them, so their commander is just gonna be throwing them cards for value, which maybe they pair up with counter spells. If I had to guess. Let's see. With the thoughts, let's use it. Guess we rewind, although they can cast the Confluence. So yeah. You could play the Runagi to draw some cards. Oh, I guess it would die instantly, so yes. Yeah, we needed uncomfortable for something, or just to sneak in like a Lilian earlier. And now, because all of their cards available, we're not gonna be able to win against them. And Jam. Against life gain, removal and rats are usually the way to go. And we have plenty of those. Well, at least removals in our hand and rats in the deck. Esper Sentinel. Annoying, but we pay the one. Selfless Savior, Excalibur the first. The second, I guess. Okay, 3 life. Let's drill, baby, drill. Tap it. Let's see what we can get with that.
Well, if you're not here for tea, trust me,
Go 3.
you won't refuse my offer.
Yeah, we keep perpetual +1/+1 to the bride. Words of Silence on the Facestealer himself. Themselves? Bolt Spiral. This bolt we can use. Now, do we want? I guess we cash in Gabriel. No, let's just plus.
Don't even think
He's not
about it.
in immediate danger. Demon Ring from opponent.
First iron out the details, then tea.
Okay, we need to get this one. Yeah, I think having 986 is gonna be concerning for opponent. And I want at some point to run our hand empty for the pile. Strurosos cards. Leyline of Hope.
Let's make smart decisions, shall we?
For this, as well as Castle Octwain. Is this double or just... Okay, it's that much life plus 1. We should exile this. Go with castle. I guess we win here. No, they cannot block. Yeah, right. So we win indeed. Good games. I guess they didn't get enough life early on. Maybe we can do some opposition agent. Okay, maybe not. They are just running out their edge lands. So let's play Signet. Pass. Pull off the alpha, at least that's a target for long goodbye. We return Liliana. I guess it's time. Then our opponent might play Kefka, which means we can Facestealer it. I guess it goes to the command zone, so it doesn't even work. GG's. Full stick fingers, we need graveyard hate. We're gonna lose. Maybe Inquisition. Okay, we have Boyuka, so. Let's sign in blood, see if our opponent goes for their commander to set up their combo. Not quite yet. Okay. Maybe they are waiting for a disruption, or maybe they think they can get doesn't add up. I guess they can get rid of our removal spells, but they need to be quick and fast with their combo. Otherwise we just... Would we pay a bunch of life here? I don't think so. Is this making mana yet? Not quite. Sure. Answer okay. Okay, yeah, they were not getting what they wanted, so they were not brave enough to go for their combo. We were gonna Boyuka Bog, or we were gonna kill Gerardin, whatever they reanimated. Well, if they reanimate... I guess if they reanimate Tulamog, we still just kill it. We sacrifice these two. Maybe next turn we had enough We had the treasure, so we sacrificed them. Either way, his opponent is not happy. And they are gonna be a creature deck. We need better removal, I guess. Yeah, Wrath also works, although maybe... Okay, I was gonna say maybe some hand disruption for their counter spells. Force of negation. Yeah, I would say we take that. They are going to growth spiral. Yeah, and they didn't have the white source for Tamillo on their turn, so they run out the cavern.
Oh no! I'm late
Or
for
Drifter and
class.
Tamillo. I guess we can still triumph. We do need more lands
I will
though,
protect this
as
library
always.
with my life.
Thank you.
Violence is not the answer. Perhaps not every battle can be won.
The Wandering.
When I win, you're telling don't overthink things.
And because this is each player, it doesn't matter if they have protection from everything. At some point they might consider sending away their Sunfall. De Seriema. And at the crossroads. And we didn't draw another land.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I guess the Seriema can attack us probably here. 7, okay. I was gonna say if they get something good with Ang. And a reminder, if we exile a transform card, we would get the transform trigger, but since Go doesn't have a backside, nothing really happens there. Guess opponent is giving up. They have no way to deal with Liliana before we ultimate, so at the very least, at least if we were to ultimate, they would get rid of their Wandering so they wouldn't lose life, but yeah, it's still not a good position to be in. So, yeah, they roped, nothing else to say, GG's. Leopold. Maybe we can push a Dork, maybe not. Either way, I think Preacher might be useful. And a reminder, Feral Push can target something that won't kill. Able to scream. Yeah, that's not the worst. Iron Crack. Duress. I guess they take Mick Hook, probably. And they play Leopold. Yeah, we're not gonna get the trigger, but or rather we're not gonna get the abilities from Leopold. Decline. I guess we can still activate even though there are no cards to choose. Shaman. Yeah, I think we kill the Oracle, kill the Shaman, kill the ability from the Oracle. Whenever Ko attacks, we scry. It's not the greatest, but also we could at some point exile our own Preacher so that we get the tokens. We're okay with the land. Since they didn't counter that, no, let's just pass. We can keep up, feed the cycle, feed the forage cost. Damnation. Okay. Decline. We get Obsessive Pursuit, and not ideal.
Perhaps there are more useful
Do they have
down on the
a way
surface.
to draw cards? Treasure Cruise, it seems. Yeah, it's fine then. As long as they don't have a counter spell here.
This is not just a battle of arms, but of I respect the library.
Okay, another land. Remand, sure. Mind Spike. They can get the remand back.
Think before
Oh,
you
so
act.
they are going for their ultimate. What we get with the clue? Notion Thief. Yep. Okay. And now they have Baleful Strix. We don't have a way to remove damage, so
Respect the library.
maybe if we had a way to kill the Notion Thief at instant speed, that could work. Okay, so if they have removal, nope, GG's. Oh, I guess no, it wasn't enough. I was thinking we could Exarco, but then if we recast it, it's gonna cost too much mana, so good games. They were gonna draw their half their library, so Azula. So cut down might be useless against them, but we have a plethora of removal spells. Maybe at some point we will run out the rider. Bender's worth. Let's run it out as a life linker. This way we have a board, we have some pressure against our opponent. Not the most pressure, but it should count. Chitong. Let's cut it down. They still get to draw one card. Yeah. And because it's a trigger, it doesn't enter with the counters. That's why we can kill it. We probably don't have any more targets or any better targets for cut down, so that was the moment. Duress is nice. Is Duress just gonna eat a counter spell? I mean, we're okay with that. Cyclonic Rift, Electrodominance, Command, Channel Force. Oh, this is a good one for Azula. We take the Rift, just attack. Okay, so right now they don't have enough to kill Go. But maybe they draw into a black removal spell. Guess we might as well roll code just for even more pressure. We know it's more likely to resolve. Submit 0. Is their last card a haste enabler? Leak sequence. Oh, right. We are digging for a counter spell. Actually, let's keep it in the graveyard so that we can get it with this Soulstone at some point. Sure, they're gonna keep the Rider as well, so maybe then we fit the cycle for Ash. Go for the throat, it's gonna go back to our hand, so opponent shouldn't be too happy about us having another removal spell. Now they are empty-handed. I don't know. Maybe they are relying on their handful. Step down. Now we have the tome, we can start drawing cards. Actually, we should... No, let's pass. I was thinking we would try to activate it, see if we get a land. That way we have Dismember, but... Invoke Despair. That's a good one. Get Medallion and Winter Moon. Guess we go for the Moon. This will probably make our opponent concede. And they already sent away all their artifact destruction, so... Or maybe not all, but a decent chunk. Upgrade, Prismatic Command, Cyclonic Rift, so... Makes sense that they concede here. Good games, Azula. That's gonna be it for today, and I have to admit, pretty much like with Oside, the Phoenix King, Go is not built for Brawl, if that makes sense. In Commander, there are definitely a lot more combos you can pull off with Go. You can set up so that you make the most of all of his abilities by having the creatures you want to use. But in 1v1, they will usually get removed before Go comes down. Or if we saw the way we are playing it, it's not gonna be doing much other than removing our opponent's commander, maybe one of their kick cards and getting some of their abilities, maybe an attack trigger, maybe just a mana dork ability. So he's the most of his value that we're gonna be making. So most of his value is gonna come from the fact that he can exile something, it acts as removal, and it's just a 6/6 beater, which is nothing to scoff at. The rest of the deck really supports him well by making it so that the board is clear, you have some value out of him, and you just have other threats that our opponent is gonna want to deal with before they deal with Go. So, and as always, Planeswalkers just have an arc synergy in a control deck, so you have them, you remove your opponent's creatures, you plus them until you have enough value to win the game, or you get to an ultimate. I still like mono black control, but you could definitely switch out Go for one of the Omenpaths, I think, range, so that you can steal your opponent's cards directly from the deck, and it still makes sense to have all of the mana ramp because you want to have mana for your opponent's spells. maybe even if you want to attack with your commander, you can also get Alpha Rail from Age of Eternities. Or maybe even just... I guess you could even play Mono Black Azula, but she seems a little bit more synergistic with discard synergies. As for me, I'm the Hermit. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.